Happy Tuesday, YouTube. So we are on right now with my business partner, Gabriel Bo, and we are just laughing right now. I mean, we are just breaking a gut, man, laughing, laughing, and laughing. Because I said one statement. How many brokers do you know? And it's funny. And the reason it's funny is because you see a lot of insurance agents that they love to talk about all the carriers they represent, all the products that they have under their roof, but they're broke.
All the states they're licensed in.
All
they
the
like to brag
states they're
about.
licensed in, but they're broke. And it's a good topic to talk about because you get one guy talking shit about another carrier, another IMO, but then all these guys work for the same people, which I find comical. You hear guys talk about how they represent all these companies and how they provide value to their customers, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Well, let me tell you what, I'm a broker. But thank God we are not broke. Straight up. Think about that. I see the value in having other carriers. For me, the value is this. I trust no one. It's hard for me to trust one carrier, one IMO these days. Call me whatever you want. I got trust issues. I'm not going to go down that path of why, but the reality is I do. It's a fact. I got trust issues. It's going to take a lot for you to gain my trust. But as an IMO, an insurance man, I represent insurance companies. I don't get caught up in this whole drinking the Kool-Aid shit, this MLM shit. I'm better than you, because I understand that most people work for the same carriers. Let that sink in. So today's video, what me and Gabriel wanted to talk about was just that. Are you a broke fucking broker? You got all these carriers, but you're making no money. You can't pay your bills. You can't buy leads. And you don't even know if you're going to be in this business next month. If that's you, listen up. Because I'm going to share with you some information that maybe can help you. Maybe. If you want to buy into the broker shit, go for it. But I want you to take a close look of what we share with you today. So with that said, let's break it down. What is a broker? An insurance broker has many carriers. And when you call your broker and you tell them, look, I want to insure my business, my apartments, my lead gen system, their job is to work for you. That's their job. That's a broker. But with final expense, you can be a broker and call yourself a fucking broker. But there's a handful of carriers that you're brokering, that you're fucking brokering. So what's the real issue that's holding you back, Mr. Broker, Mrs. Broker? What is it? Let me tell you what it is. It's sales. Yesterday, I did a video about call reluctance. You're being lazy. You're finding excuses. And I want to show you. So with that said, Gabriel, I want to do a little mini interview with you. You've been with us for a year now. You started in the Medicare division, working for one of our partners out of Texas as an employee Medicare telephone guy, right? Within 3 months of that, you stepped up and said, hey, Lauro, I don't want to do this. I want commissions. And for the rest of this year, you worked on commissions and had success with it. So I have a couple questions to ask you because I know you've written over $100,000 in final expense AP this year. So my question to you is, how many states are you currently licensed in right now?
I'm currently licensed in 28.
28? Okay.
My sales have probably come maybe from 10 of those states or
10 of
a
those
dozen.
states. Okay. So you're in 28. Your sales are coming out of 10 states. All right.
Like a dozen states, yeah. Some states I haven't even sold policies in.
How many carriers do you currently have under your brokerage? How many?
About around 10.
You got 10 states,
10
10
carriers.
carriers, I mean, right? So you got 10 carriers, the best in the business. And out of those 10, how many of those are you sending your final expense business to? How many?
3 or 4 of them.
3 or 4. Think about that, guys. He has 10 carriers as a broker, and he's sending his business to 3, 4 carriers. That just consolidates the amount of carriers that he's sending his business. To write $100,000 in annualized premium, you got to go to work. Now, $100,000 is a good start. I know his goal this year is to double it, but it's a really good start. So with that said, Gabriel, what I wanted to do is let's go ahead and take a close look, just randomly, bro, without dropping any names, of carriers that you're working with and their questionnaires, okay? And let's take a closer look of why. Because a lot of people, what happens, they get caught up in, thinking that they have all these options. And the reality is that's not a fact. So why don't you go ahead, share with us your screen. And what I want to do is I want you to show us the health criteria. Let's say 2 or 3 carriers, all right? Show us, 3. Let's start with Liberty Bankers. Go ahead and show us Liberty Bankers health questionnaire. Okay, so there we go with Liberty Bankers. This is the questionnaire for Liberty Bankers. Now, this questionnaire, compared to the other carriers, how would you rate it? What's the difference?
Very similar.
Very similar. So listen to what Gabriel's saying. The criteria between Liberty Bankers, and show us the other carriers you have. And when you say similar, can you break that down to us? What do you mean by that?
For example, Liberty Banker has 7 health questions. Great Western has 10 health questions. I'm sorry, 13 health questions. The conditions that they ask about are very similar. And you'll get acquainted with that as you go. Cardiomyopathy, Parkinson's, high blood pressure, AIDS. So what I mean is the health questions are very similar, and the conditions that they are willing to insure, they're very similar.
So think about what you're saying. You're saying they're similar, correct? Think about that. One carrier asks 7 questions. The next one asks 13 questions. Show us another one. What else you got?
American Amicable.
Let's see their app.
Are you currently on oxygen, Alzheimer's, dementia, COPD, stroke, ulcerative colitis? 8. Let's see. Only 8 health questions for
8.
American Amicable.
So the first one asked 7 questions. The second asked 13 questions. And MM asked 8 questions, right?
Exactly.
And what are the differences out of these 3 carriers that we just analyzed between each one? Where you can say this is the go-to. Which one is it?
American Amicable,
Out of these 3?
I like it because they accept people with occasional cigar use. That's the only one that considers
So,
that non-smoking.
so the occasional cigar use is like the go-to because he's a cigar user, right? But other than that,
They're very similar. Other than that,
ladies and gentlemen, they're what? Can you repeat that? They're what?
very similar.
Very similar. So let me ask you a question, Gabriel. So why, if you're a broker, how do you get competitive? You got 10 carriers, 3 are like your go-to without dropping names. That's insane. So what's the difference?
The difference in price is $1.50.
All right, let's go. Let's check out. Let's do 10,000, 65-year-old male smoker. All right, smoker, occasional smoker. So it's going to go smoker across the board. Okay, let's give me the rate on that so everybody can see what really is the price difference.
Look, I already have it pulled up here for
You do? All right, show us.
65 years old, male, non-smoking. For Royal Neighbors is $60.55 monthly premium. American Amicable, it's a whole dollar less, $59.75.
Okay, so MM has a better rate, right? Because of the smoker, occasional smoker, right? $1 less. Okay, who else?
I think it's less than $1.
It's less than $1. Okay, go to the next one.
Great Western is $61.78.
So it's $1 more.
Liberty Bankers is $55.94.
Ooh, they're taking it, right? They're taking it. So they're $5 cheaper. Who else?
This is GTL.
GTL wouldn't be in the same category because
Right.
it's a different product. But we can agree, right, Gabriel, that the rate difference is minimal.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever made a purchase and you paid a little extra for something for the same service that you could have gotten it for maybe $10 or $15 cheaper somewhere else? You ever overpaid for it, knowing it?
I have.
And why do you think that happens?
Because you pay for convenience and customer service.
Good
And
points.
I don't
Trust,
mind.
trust, guaranteed issue, guaranteed products. There's more than just price. And every single day you come online and you're talking and all these people online, right, are talking about what? They're talking shit about other companies, other carriers. It's funny. I don't know if you noticed that, but they talk shit. Oh, those guys at that company, blah, 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 blah. And they talk shit, massive shit. We are better than them. And they're $1 more. The guys that are charging $5 less, blah, 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 blah. We're charging $5 less. The guys that are charging $1 more, $2 more, guess what they're doing? The ba 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 ba. If you're a true broker, you're going to find the best option for your client with final expense. It's going to be a very small group of carriers, because at the end of the day, it comes down to qualifying. It comes down to underwriting your client and finding the best product for them based off their health and their wants. It's obvious you don't need a bunch of companies. Gabriel has 10 carriers. He sends his business to 3. But Gabriel, if I took it down to one carrier, do you think you can make a career out of a one carrier relationship?
Yes.
And you say yes because of how similar these questions are, aren't they? Right?
And each carrier has the graded policy, the level policy. So I mean, you want to dig deeper within that carrier, they have multiple products in one. Take a look at the Great Western. You ask if I can make a career. Well, look, with Great Western, I have the regular final expense, the graded one, and the GI.
But even then, it proves the point, guys, as you're watching this. It proves the point. A lot of you guys have all these carriers. A lot of you guys are so caught up on contracts, and you're missing the point of selling activity, going to work. I had an insurance carrier this week, and the question was, let's build you a product. But how can they build me a product if the underwriting and the premium is regulated by the states? How can they build me that? It's crazy because this was said to me. They were going to build me a product. At the end of the day, we as life insurance agents, we build the products. Correct, Gabriel? We build them because we show up every day.
They're
We
not really
show up,
buying
we
the
present,
carrier.
we sell, we close, we build it. We already understand that these products are regulated.
I was just gonna make a point that when these people were buying, and you mentioned to them some of these carriers, they never heard of a lot of them, unless
You're right.
it's a main company. They haven't even heard of them, and they don't really care what the name of the company is.
That's a fact. So for all of you guys watching this, okay? And you're thinking to yourself, yeah, you know, you're thinking, I need to have all these carriers. Let me tell you something. You don't. You need a handful.
Right. This is not Medicare.
It's not Medicare. And why is that, Gabriel? Can you explain why that is? Because I know you're an ex-Medicare guy, but why? If you can explain that with all of us.
Yeah, because in Medicare, you do have products that are very different within the same market. So it's not like with final expense that I was mentioning that the price is very similar, the product is very similar, it's all one very similar product. In Medicare, you have different programs that can be widely different. So in that case, that would
You
be a
got more
different
options.
conversation.
You got more
Right.
options, right? You got more options that are realistic. But that don't happen with final expense.
Exactly.
I want to let you guys know one thing. For me, because I have trust issues, putting all your eggs in one basket with one company is a dangerous thing unless you truly trust that company. The company can change the game on you real quick. I've been there. Over the years, I've been in situations where the owners had to make decisions and the decisions didn't help me. They hurt me. So I recommend, don't be a broke broker. Be a smart broker. And understand that when you step into final expense, the amount of carriers that you have is really, really low. It comes down to guarantees, not so much price. It's the guarantees that you offer your customers. And the carriers that we spoke about today, they're all within the same threshold
Ballpark.
of guarantees.
How many carriers do you think would be an ideal number for someone starting out?
I think you nailed it, bro. You've done 100,000 plus this year. You got 3. You got 10, bro. You got 10. And 3 of them took your business. Took the majority of your business. Think about that. You think those other 7 carriers didn't want Gabriel Bo's business? They wanted it. But guess what? You did what a broker does. You did the best for your customer. Done. You did your job because you understood what's the best guarantee for the dollar for my client. Each carrier, right? They're all within the same area. But everyone's health is not what? A one size fits hat, right? It's different. You can make a career with one carrier. I made a lot of money. Lincoln Heritage, I walked away with millions of dollars. Senior Life, all my life, dude, they pay me every month. Every month. Say hi to your mama. Hola. But every month they pay me, bro. Amen. We got to do what's right for our clients, but we need to get away from that whole thinking that we have to have fucking 200 fucking carriers. What the fuck? You feel me? And you're a
Right.
perfect example of that, Gabriel. You got
Yeah.
10 carriers, brother.
Some I don't even
¿Entiendes?
use. I
You
don't
get
care
what I'm
for.
saying, right, bro?
Yeah, it makes
Think
total
about
sense.
this. I know you're new to this business, but there's so many agents right now caught up in this thinking that they have to have all these companies. that they got to talk shit from one company to another company, which is stupid.
That a dollar price difference is gonna make a difference in them selling or
I'll
not.
tell you what, man, I've never sold on price. I've sold on value. I'm sure you've done business with someone in the past that you know, again, was charging you more. But you were okay with it. You're like, hell yeah. Why? Why? Let's be honest. Why? Because of the value, bro.
And you pose an interesting question when you say, how do you stay competitive when you're offering? Obviously, price is not a way to be competitive because what's 50 cents? So, how do you stay competitive is by creating activity, by having activity, by focusing on sales. You're not competing against other carriers, you're competing against yourself and, yeah, against the activity. Stay competitive by having activity.
Think about it, bro. It's like, come on. It's funny, right? But it's fact. You got guys winning, and you got a bunch of losers losing. Why? Because they're getting caught up in the paralysis of overanalyzing. You get agents get caught up. Oh, no one has money. Oh, come on, man. Yeah, it doesn't matter how many carriers you have. Like I said, the other day, a friend of mine that owns a carrier asked me, let's build you a plan. That sounds sexy as hell, right? Let me build you a policy for you. I'm like, woo, what the fuck? You gonna build me a policy? What? But guess what? How can you build something when it's regulated? Because I've been there with product development, with carriers. I've been there. You got to fill out the application. You got to put all the health questions you're going to put in. Once you get your application done, you submit it with the Department of Insurance. They got to approve it. Come on. It's not a price issue. It's a guarantee issue. Can I guarantee my customer the best rate for their health? Is it a yes or a no? And we've proven what today on this video, brother man?
It's not about price.
Amen, baby boy. But anyways, for all of you guys watching, we get on the phone every day. I know Gabriel's on the phone right now dialing. He's pushing. And he's been here 1 year to this month is 1 year. We're looking to grow, my friends. But we want to be brutally honest about what it takes to make it in this business. There's a lot of people out there that are giving out this kind of shit. But most of these guys have never been in this business longer than a year. Think of that. We've been doing this a long time.
Or they don't even know how to sell. They're just recruiting and they don't even teach you how to sell, teach you the way. So I'm very thankful that I
You
met
heard
you.
them.
I found Laudo through LinkedIn. Let me just share my story quickly. I think this will
Yeah,
be
shoot.
a
Yeah, go for it,
benefit.
bro. Yeah, share your story, bro.
I met Laudo through LinkedIn. Actually, very powerful. The power of LinkedIn. I reached out to him through there,
Man.
and yeah, he gave me an opportunity. So if you're watching this, reach out to Laudo. He's an excellent character, excellent person. He'll help you navigate the way so you can reach success in this industry.
I'm just
Uh,
going to show you how to sell. But I'm going to end it with this. For me, it's about a carrier that I can trust. That's what it comes down to. What carriers are there for me? You see, a lot of insurance carriers, they don't give a shit. You're just a number. You're just an agent number to them. I'm sorry to say that, but that's how it feels to me. They don't care. They've been around for longer than me and you've been alive. But they need to get their asses in fucking check. Because people like me that have been in this business for 18 years, we're starting to see this shit. And that's why I'm building an organization that provides a home for agents that are looking for a shot. So, with that said, I'm going to let you guys go. Gabriel, thank you so much for what you do here. I'm excited for 2023. And reach out to Gabriel, guys. Check out his YouTube channel. He has something to talk about. We call him the Nomad, the insurance nomad. He's a good man. And I would encourage you guys to call him. Get on the phone. This guy is a killer. Killer.
From Manila.
Killer. He just don't talk about it. He does what he says he does. And that's selling insurance over the phone. And lastly, for everybody that buys a 710 hat, 10% of the revenue, anytime you buy a hat, a shirt, goes to cancer research. My father died at 48 years old from cancer. And the mission is noble. So again, anytime you buy a 710 hat, 10% goes to cancer research. All right. So with that said, you guys have a blessed day. And Gabriel, God bless you, brother, man. Let's make it happen.
Amen.
Peace.